Shalom, shalom. Honor and praise and glory be to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Hakashka. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and the elders of me and my camp will be teaching and guiding me, especially. Shalom and shalom to the elect and the hopeful elect. Lord will this be edifying or exhorting. So yeah, this is probably titled The Bigger the Lot, Harder the Walk. You know, just driving and thinking about it, listen to the my elder's lesson. But so you know, because everyone has a different measure and different lot, so everybody's walk is gonna be different. So if you end up being the elect and you are like, okay, let's say this, for you know the elders, the apostles, been teaching for 30 plus years. They've been teaching for 30 plus years. It's fair to say that they had the hardest walk. With the time that they've been in, how long, stuff that they've gone through. They was part of the foundation, the building blocks of this whole thing. They're part of it. And it was less popular back then as well. But you know, it's a lot. Plus no telling the demons that they mess with, because you know, the bigger I say the bigger the spirit, the bigger the demon. And when I say the bigger the spirit, is basically, I mean to say high in rank, for example, just you know, for the understanding purposes. Like, take it this way: you got the book of Obadiah versus the book of Genesis or Revelation or Psalms or Isaiah, which are much larger books compared to Obadiah, which is just one chapter. So, and take me for example. I'm real young in this thing, and you know, got approximately about 2 years compared to elders who got 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. They've seen all type of things, dealt with all type of demons. Now let's get some scriptures, you know, because I'm going on trying to make a point. Luke 22:31 says, "And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat." So this is to everybody in the truth, from the apostles on down to the youngest brothers. Satan is going to always be trying to sift you. And if you're one of the top brothers, top, always hot, you know, been a thing for a long time, you got a lot under your belt, a lot of fruit, you know, you're gonna have the biggest demons, the strongest demons trying to get at you, trying to take you out, because a weak demon, a small little weak demon, won't be able to battle you. Will have no chance against you. So Satan is gonna send his top demons to try to get at the apostles and elders, for example, trying to get at the biggest, the strongest spiritually brothers. I say the brothers with the bigger spirit, just for and the strongest spirit, you know, for the understanding purposes. For lack of words at the moment, I should say. So, you know, that's what I titled it, the larger the lot, the harder the walk. No telling what kind of demon was messing with Yahushua. when how strong of it, with Yahushua being who he was. And he was fasting all that time. The harder the walk too. I was thinking about this. Good. Sorry, how about you? I got a scripture, so. This is Ecclesiastes 1 verse 18. For much wisdom is much grief. He that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Good scripture. Why? How about your Messiah? So, in that, the ones with the most wisdom, it's fair to say that, the ones with the most wisdom are the ones that's been in this thing the longest. On down, You can say a brother who's been in the truth for 10 years, who's been diligent. Not just in the truth, slacking off, or, not doing much he could do, let's say 5 years versus 2 years, right? Both are increasing at a good rate. You can say the 5 years will have more wisdom. Now, how much more for 30 years apostles compared to, us? Just making an example with the highest to the lowest. The larger the walk, the more wisdom you was given, the more you're gonna feel that pain, hit that, walk in that tribulation, have that hard walk. Another one. Lord will not get back to that 1 and 18, but it just came to mind through the Spirit. So the verse is, dang, I just had it. Wow, just had it. Lord will come back to me. We want to go back to Sirach. Ecclesiastes 1 and 18. So for much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth. Dang, I wanted that scripture. It says, "He that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow." So, yeah, I believe I heard somebody say, might have been my elder in my camp. He probably said, I think he said the apostles are miserable. They'd be giving all. I got it. The scripture is much is given, much is required. All right, so I'm gonna find that. Luke 12:48. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall much be required. All right, so for unto who, it says, because it's the point. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall much be required. So I was thinking about this the other day. The Lord gave me all this faith, because I have a whole lot of faith, and I feel like I could do more. I've been trying to figure out what's my lot. All this faith, I should be able to do more, because it always comes at a cost and a price. You don't just receive this wonderful, amazing, top knowledge and wisdom and understanding, this extraordinary intelligence that the Lord has given us. We don't just receive this with nothing, with no drawback, with no effect. You can think of it like some worldly carnal movie, some scientific type movie, where someone did some crazy lab experiment trying to get some superpower or strength or something, right? He shoot himself up with some special serum. Now he got this extraordinary ability to fly, lift things, to do whatever. But it's gonna be a drawback. because that's gonna come at a cost. He may be able to. He may be on. He may be only slot. He may be able to only live for the next 30 days, and he'll die. But he has that ability, for an example purposes. So with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, it's gonna come with a cost. And that's why Ecclesiastes 1:18 says for in much wisdom is grief. He that increaseth wisdom, he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. So you can most definitely expect, if your lot is large, your walk is gonna be that much harder. That's just balance. It makes sense. Makes sense. So another thing, I was thinking about the prophets that are in that are in the Bible, basically. The ones that are written about, the ones that has the books, Isaiah, Paul, Peter, that they got to know that they are like, I was wondering, do they already know that they're the elect? It seems like they already know that they are elect. Like, I want to say it was Peter or Paul that got stoned almost to death. I want to say Peter. I'm pretty sure it was Peter. I gotta go double check. I mean Paul. I'm pretty sure it was Paul, but I gotta go double check. But yeah, he went through a lot of bullshit. A whole lot. Not bullshit. Righteous chastisement, and a lot of stuff, basically. I'm gonna just say that. He went through a whole lot. And it makes sense because how much the Lord gave him. His lot. He had a very large lot. So it makes sense for him to get stoned to death. He was always trying to be righteous. His lot, what he was doing. It makes sense for him to get that. And how about a step up? How about going up to Yahushua? How much his lot is, He's Yahushua, the only begotten Son, the Messiah, the Mashiach. Of course you're gonna go through what he went through, of course. But a brother that has a small lot, but that's an elect with a small lot, he may not go through as much. His walk may be hard, because all the walks will be hard, but it may not be on a level that someone will be with a greater lot. And Lord willing, you can hear me fine with this rain and everything. But yeah, so and that's another thing as well, that we're prisoners of hope. We don't know if we're the elect or not. And if we were to know, if we were to elect, like if something would happen and the Lord straight up told one of the brothers that you are an elect, no telling how what kind of walk he would have to go through if the Lord don't take him out already, or just take him out after he told him somehow, some way. I don't know. But we don't know we don't know if we are, and that's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect. And that's, more than likely, our walk would be extremely, extremely hard if we were to find out that we are the elect. But yeah, so back to the topic. The heart of the lot No, slot. The larger the lot, the harder the walk. Let me get some more scriptures. And make it another thought that I always think about. And a part of my faith being so large is due to the fact of the dreams that the Lord gives me. You know, and I don't share them a lot because I don't feel, it's just, it's not something that I feel like I should be doing because of the kind of dreams and the number of it. But I'm saying, I'm gonna say this to make the point. The Lord gives me a whole lot of spiritual power dreams, a whole lot, and He basically flying dreams for the most part. But it's bulletproof. He gave me a couple bulletproof dreams. Bulletproof as in like bullets would deflect off of me, telekinesis. But the main majority were flying. Like so many countless flying dreams, spiritual power dreams, to where my faith is so high. And I'm like, did this come at a cost now? Because now I'm thinking, He gave me all this faith. He allowed me to see these such things. This must come at a cost, because I'm hoping that I'm the elect. I'm hoping. So I'm like, this has to come at a cost now. What is going to be this cost? Because I've been in for about 2 years. I'm like, things are going to get much worse for me. Especially if I want to endure to the end and make it. But, even for giving me these dreams, I'm going to have to, go through some stuff now. Because now my faith been increased. And I'm not just going to get that power off of what I've been through thus far. I could, because, I don't know the Lord. I don't know my lot or my measure exactly. What all it'll take for me, per se, my situation to, make it. No one knows, exactly, but it's gonna have to get harder though. If you haven't been through enough, like, let's say the Lord wants to give this one particular brother spiritual power. He's gonna make it to where his walk is worthy to receive spiritual power by the time it's time for him to receive it. That's why I hope and I pray, as all brothers should, that they fulfill their lot, so they can be worthy. I know my elder brother Shariah, he always says, Lord willing, I can fulfill my lot, or do what I need to do to be worthy of that spiritual power, something along those lines. So, yeah, that was the point I wanted to make. Let me see what scriptures I got up. I'm going to go over Luke again. So we have Luke 12:48. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall much be required. And to whom men have committed because the point is, for unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall much be required. So, because like the point I made some minutes ago, how the men that we read about, how they must have known that they are the elect, with how the Lord is dealing with them. And I say what they have known, because we don't exactly know what the Lord put in their minds. You see how Esdras, he was like, who shall deliver me in those times? Because, like, why would he say that if he wasn't, if he didn't already know that he will get saved? Because he will get saved. Esdras, he's an elect. He's straight. He's good. Because reading about him now, and that's why I make that point. Do they know? They must have known. Well, I'm not gonna say all of them, because they was getting dealt with directly, divinely. They were getting dealt with directly, divinely. Meaning that the people that read about, they had encounters with angels, with Yahushua gave them visions, like direct visions, vivid visions. I mean, or the Most High talking to them. Like, has that came to the thought, I'm an elect, or not? Because the Lord could just be, dealing with them, and not really put the thought across their mind that you are an elect. But and that's why I made that point. And they're gonna go through all that stuff though. Like the Lord, whether they know it or not, they were getting directly dealt with by the Lord through angels or anything like that. Some of them got a small portions of spiritual power. So I mean, that's gonna come with some tribulation and some trials and some hardships and pain. I want to read this. Acts 14:22, come to mind as well. Through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. And the kingdom of heaven is within us. That spiritual power is a part of all of that. It's within us if we are the elect. So let me get this. This one in Second Esdras. We're in the chapter 7, verse 9. Second Esdras 7, verse 9. It says, "If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he shall never pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive his inheritance?" Okay, so like I was saying, hopefully I am an elect. And same with all the brothers that I live with. And the Lord's been giving me all these dreams. And I'm like, why is he giving me all these dreams? Like, what does this mean? Because now, being funny and serious at the same time, it's to the point where I'm convinced that if I were to jump out of a plane, or if I were to jump or to be thrown off of the Sirius Tower or some big tower, that I would just start flying. And for me to have that level of confidence is gonna come with some side effects, I should say. Good side effects, because all this judgment is righteous and chastisement is all righteous and it's all good. At the end of the day, even though if it don't feel good. So that's what I'm saying. If I'm gonna receive these things, and hopefully I do, and the brothers that labor with me do, if if that's gonna happen, I have to, as the 9th verse says, pass the danger set before it. And it says, going up a couple verses, we're gonna start at verse 4, but put to the no, hold on. We're gonna start at verse 6. There's also another thing. A city is builded and is set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left hand a deep water, and only one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that could only but one man go there at once. That narrow path. And look at it this way: the kingdom of heaven is within you, right? Within us. So we're gonna have to go through all of that to reach that kingdom of heaven within us, to reach that point within ourselves. It's stuff you got to go through. So, you know, the larger the lot, the harder the walk, the harder this whole walk is. And, you know, if you got a larger lot, hey, at the end of the day, you're going to get much more. Because we're all going to receive the kingdom, that penny. We're all going to receive it. But, like, cause we're all going to get a penny. Quoting the parable with the penny. But, you know, you got to think of the talents that the Lord spoke about. Not every man got the same amount of cities to be ruler over, and to have authority over. The larger lot can be the 5 talents. The smaller lot could be the 2 talents. The one of 5 talents got 5 more talents. So he got he received more. And the one that had the smaller ones received more than what he had, but it was less than what the other man had. You know, you want to just receive a penny, no matter what it is, really. Your lot, your ranking, you know, that's all ordained by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You was written to be in this stature, above this many people, or below this many people. It doesn't matter. We want to at least receive a penny, you know. And Lord willing, you know, you can hear me the whole time because of the rain. So I'm just going to close it out. Lord willing, to edify and to exhort. Shalom.